Hello, warriors. Long time no speak. Sorry for not checking in sooner. It's been a crazy, just odd, actually, couple of weeks. But I thought I would check in and say Happy Mother's Day to you all. Um, whether we have babies, fur babies, carers, whatever capacity that we're in. Happy Mother's Day. And if you're anything like me, to be honest with you, I'm just counting my blessings actually that my family are safe and well, and um, I'm just hoping that we're coming to the end of this crazy time that we've been going through. So, since I've last seen you, loads of things have happened. They always have, because it's just a story of my life. So, I thought I would just check in with what I've been doing, really, and how my treatments have been going. So, I have to start off by saying this is the best I've felt since I've been on this journey, and not by a little bit, by a country mile. And every month I seem to be getting and feeling a little bit better. So I started this treatment after having a complete breakdown in September, I think. So October, November, January, February, March. So sort of 6 months in, which is what my consultant says. Actually, it takes sort of good 6 months before it gets into your system, and you have to be patient, which is something that I'm really not. But the long and the short of it is that I'm starting to feel quite well now. I'm a bit sad, and I've been keeping notes on my phone. But to be honest with you, if you've been feeling really poorly, I've just found it's been really good for me to kind of get a grasp on the times of the month that I'm feeling my worst, and see if it's a repeated pattern, uh, and just really, because I need to know what my body's doing. It's driving me mad that I have no control about what's going on. I've got no control about how I feel from 1 hour to the next. So I've started doing that now. On this treatment, what I found is the first I do this estrogel and utrogestin treatment, and I take testosterone. As I told you, I use testosterone cream. Um, so on the estrogen, for the first, I do 12 days, and then on day 12, I take my Utrogestin for 12 days, and then I do last 4 days of my period. So what I find is the first sort of 8 or 9 days, I feel really good actually, probably the best I feel all month. As I'm coming to when I need to take Utrogestin, I'm starting to feel my mood change. I'm a lot more aggy, uh, uh, and I can feel my patience not as good as it was a couple of days prior. Um, and then at the middle of the Utrogestin, so after a couple of days that settles, and I feel okay again, not great, but okay. And then I don't feel well as I'm coming to the end of it, at which point I have, not always, but I've had a period at this point. So I've been having a period on about day 24, 25. And then I have 4 days where I'm just coming out the Utrogestin, and I'm a bit aggy again until I kind of get back to the start of my cycle. Now, what I found on this is, if you've been following my vlog for a while, you'll know I've had terrible trouble with migraines. This treatment have been the best by an absolute country mile for the treatment of my migraines. When I first saw my consultant in September, and I told her I was still having 8 to 10 days of full migraine days a month, which was great compared to where I was. She was quite horrified by that. But to me, because I'd had migraines every single day and it was consecutive, that was just progress to me. So, but she was mortified and just said, yeah, that's not good. This treatment's not really working for you. And I just think we need to look at something else. And boy, was she right. Because what I find is, previously I would, if I had a migraine, it would come. I wasn't even taking migraine tablets because it was pointless. I was having so many a day. So if I started of a day with a migraine, I knew I would have migraines probably for most of that day, and the day was a write-off. Since I've been taking this new treatment, if I do have a migraine, I take a somatropin tablet, which I get prescription from my GP, which works on my migraines. Now, it may take an hour for that migraine to go, and I may be a little bit sensitive, but I can still function. I can work. My life carries on as normal. So for me, that is life changing. I was having at least maybe 10 days a month, and my best months with migraines. So to have migraines where I can actually get rid of them and function, that is just life changing. And also, what I find is I have migraines round about the day before my uterine starts, so which would be day 11 stroke 10, 11 of my cycle, so about day 14, and then I'm fine in mid-month, and then I'll have maybe 2 days at the end of the utrogestin, so days 23, 24, where I'm having migraines again. But again, it's okay because it's just one, I take a tablet, it goes. I may be a bit sensitive, but it goes. So that for me is life changing. The other thing I want to talk about is the anxiety that goes alongside it. I've posted on here how bad my anxiety have been. And look, I'm not telling my anxiety have completely gone because I would be lying. But at the moment, my anxiety is at a 2 or a 3. Now, that is amazing compared to where I was. It was that's amazing. Now, I still worry about things that I shouldn't worry about. I don't know what it is. When we're going through this phase, our mind thinks of things that we would never even think of, which, like being no relation to our lives, or it's just crazy thinking. It's just crazy thinking. These hormones got a lot to answer for, ladies. So the truth of it is my anxiety is still there, but it's not as bad. I have the odd day where it rises, and I find certain times of the month it's worse than others. I've started monitoring it, and I've been doing an anxiety vlog, of anxiety diary in my phone, along with my migraines. So at least as I go on, I'll report back to you and just let you know when I'm finding where my anxiety is the worst. Because I think if I can work out where the worst times are for me, I can kind of juggle in and get some function in my life a bit more. Now I'm feeling a little bit better. So my anxiety is much better. I've had days which were terrible. My husband went back to work last week, and I had a full-on panic attack in my kitchen. So I mean, and I got over it, got into my office, and I was fine. But I mean, it's not gone, but it's just lots better. And my sex life has improved dramatically. I went from, if I'm honest, to not really caring in any way, shape, or form. Sorry, Mr. S, I love you, and I do still find you hugely attractive, but it's just a hormonal thing. But I'm finding the testosterone is helping with that situation massively. Also, I think the testosterone, if I'm honest, and I've said this in my previous vlogs, is the icing on the cake. That gives me that oomph I need. It kind of gives me a bit more confidence, actually, because I lost my confidence and my zing for a while. So it's kind of giving me some of that back. So what I find is as well, what I will say is, when I'm on the utrogestin, I don't really use much testosterone when I feel myself, because I can feel myself really quite angry. And I'm quite short-tempered. So as a result, I don't use testosterone on those days, because trust me, I don't need it. But again, it's all about documenting and diarising what I'm actually doing, because I think that's really helpful, actually. And I wish I'd done that a couple of years ago. So if any of you are really, really suffering, honestly, I've just found writing a diary every day, and you haven't got to put much in it, just how your mood swings are, how your appetite is, what your anxiety levels are, if you're suffering like me with hormonal migraines. And I just literally just put a note in, so then when I go through my diary and go, oh yeah, that happened last month. This is what's obviously happening with the impact of the change of my hormones. And I just think that that is really, really, really helpful. So I would definitely recommend that you do that. Now, I'm going to finish on something really positive because, like I said earlier, if you've been following my vlog, you would have seen how, there's been times I've been on the floor and I've had to really pick myself up. Um, and 2 weeks ago, it was my son's birthday, and as you know, wherever we are in the world, we're all on lockdown, so we can't go very far. But I had to go and pick up a birthday cake, and I went to some little shopping centre just to go to Boots, picking up some smelly things to open. What things will you buy a 26-year-old boy? So me and my husband, he took half day off work and we went out in the car. We grabbed a sandwich, which we ate in the car. Uh, Went and got some bits for my son, come home. And you know what? For the first time in years, if I'm honest, I felt normal. And that's a weird, really weird thing for me to say to you. But I felt normal. And I just wasn't thinking about anything crazy. There was not one, because however, even when I'm feeling really good, I'll still have like a little moment where it kind of brings me back to that, yeah, you're going through this journey. And honestly, I sat in the night and I just thought, that was such a lovely day, and we didn't do anything exciting. It's like a bit of a date day, but it felt a bit normal because where we went to places that were open. We're obviously restrictions with masks, etc. But I mean, that's come part of normality now. And honestly, it was just nice to feel normal. And I never thought I would hear myself say that. And I never thought I would feel that at all. Now, that's not, 100% the norm, but I felt better than I felt in a long time. Um, I actually wanted to pluck my eyebrows the other day, which is something I haven't wanted to do. I haven't really cared. I've looked like sloth and I haven't really cared about looking like sloth because just functioning and getting out of bed and doing what I needed to do was more important about than caring about how I was looking and what I was dressed like and the other, bits that go along the side. I just think sometimes you have to choose what you need to do to get you from A to B. But I just thought I would check in and say that this treatment seems to be working for me. Um, and from where I've been to where I am today, it's just a stark difference in 6 months for me. It's just a stark difference. So I just want to say that I know there's a lot of you out there that are suffering and suffering really, really, really badly. I just want to say that you will get better. Now, as I said, everything is not amazing. I'm not 100% up, but I'm not expecting that. I had an anxiety attack last week, but I can control it. It's everything now seems more manageable, and I'm more in control of how I'm behaving and my emotions, and I'm not as erratic. And yeah, I'm feeling better than I have in a while. So I just want to say, ladies, that you will get better. And it hasn't taken you overnight to get unwell. So whatever you're trying, whatever you're going through, just please continue it. If something is not working, as I said, don't mess around, change it. Go and see a consultant and change it. And I mean this. This is the most valuable bit of advice I could give you. See a consultant, a specialist consultant. I wish I would have done this from the very beginning 5 years ago. Nadia literally saved my life. Dr. Ball saved my life. And that sounds a really dramatic thing to say, but when you have felt as low as I felt, and to feel that I feel today, it's just, honestly, I can't explain it to you. For the first time in a number of years, I'm enjoying life again. And like I said, I still have crappy days, but I'm more better than I'm not. And I think you may see that now in this vlog, because I think some of you have been following me for a while. I've seen the process and how I felt. So I'm just going to say, warriors, that there is hope. You will get better. we're all going through this together. There's going to be days, we're going to be good, days, we're going to be bad. But I say this and I say this constantly. Whatever you do during this phase, be selfish and be kind to yourself. Because if you're not kind to yourself, you're not going to get through this. And I just think the sooner that you're kind to yourself, the sooner that you can kind of move on and allow people in to this cycle of what's going on. Because I think we've become quite introverted um, and insular, and I just don't think it helps with the whole process. So I hope you're all feeling well and healthy. I hope, I know this last lockdown have been really tough for everybody that I've spoken to and everyone in my life, me included. So I would like to hope that our countries are all on the path to getting some level of normality, because I think that'll be good for all of us, because I think this will be great for our mental health. I've rambled on now for 16 minutes because I haven't spoken to you for so long. So on that note, I'm going to say Happy Mother's Day again. Have a lovely week. I hope things are positive. I hope things are bright. And I'm sending you all love and light. And as I said, warriors, please be kind to yourself. Peace out.